Welcome to Archery Friday. It's been quite a long time since we've done a bow review, and this one's kind of special. This is a bow many YouTube archers have likely seen. A few months ago, almost every major archery channel on YouTube did a review of this bow. Likely all of them got sent a free bow to review. Maybe a small handful bought their own. Guys like Ermin Hermer and New Sensei, I saw do a review of this bow months ago. A few days ago, or we go depending on when you guys see this video. Historical weapons did a review. I think he's been like historical archery, and I think he changed it to historical weapons. He did a review recently himself. So there's been a few. Those are just ones who I watched. But I've seen a lot of recommendations on my YouTube of this bow, and it's been all over the place the last few months. So what is this bow? What bow took YouTube archery world by storm? Well, this is the Real X8 by Sandila Archery, a 60-inch one-piece trad bow made of wood and fiberglass. Some of you with a good eye probably recognize this bow design. It's the same design as the SAS Maverick by Southland Archery. Those two bows, the Royal X8 and the Maverick, are identical. Sandila has made budget versions of popular trad bows. That is what their thing is giving people the option to have, very popular trad bows in kits. At a very low price. Like putting you into that situation of, do I buy a Samick Sage or a Maverick when I can just get this Sandila version of it that also comes with an armrest, an armband, some silencers and arrows. You get an entire kit with this bow, and it is all still cheaper than just getting the bow by itself when it comes to its copycat counterpart. And before anyone who's not like an archer who sees this and feels like, oh, well, that's kind of shitty that they kind of just copy other designs, this is very common in archery. In archery, when there's a very, very good design and it's very popular, multiple companies will make their own versions of that exact bow with different variations to it, so they could be okay when it comes to things legal wise. There are tons of versions of the Samick Sage. There are tons of versions of the Black Hunter. This is a very, very common thing. It's not a big deal. Anyways, let's get to the unboxing. All right, here we go. We got this big old box. We gotta do. This is a long package. So you want a one piece? A one piece. Gotta get on both these sides. Box on box on box. There we go. Let's have it look like we're freaking doing an ad read or not. This is not a paid video. We'll have like a nice little display so like it is. So comes inside of its own sleeve. So that's good. So if you want someone who travels, you have to package it in automatically. You gotta pay anything extra. It feels good too. Like it's not like like this looks like a cheap bag. It feels like a pretty solid bag. We got our accessory package. Just drop the arrows. So make sure you got everything out of that. Alright, so it does come with 6 arrows. We'll measure them in a second. And then here is the bow. Nice little recurve. It's like a little bit of color and a burn mark right there. Now printed here at 40 pounds. We got it in 40 pounds. See the Royal X8, 60 inches, 40 pounds. Sandila Archery. Feels good in the hand. It comes with the arrow rest and stuff like that already, put on here, so you're good. All right. Immediately we got a bot shrieking unboxing. My camera shut off. For me reasons. So quick rundown of the accessories. Stringer. You need a stringer. You should never string your bows without a stringer. I already have one, but it's good. This one comes one. This is a lot of value for 130 bucks. This one will run you. If you get a bad one, $5. One that's higher quality, maybe about 10, 15. You get the D57 Flemish twist string. Not D57, D97 Flemish twist string. This will run you about 30 bucks. Usually when it comes to like buying this kind of bow or these style of bows, you get like a cheap D50, but they give you a $30 stringer. String. You have the rabbit fur. This will run you, if you get it cheap on Amazon, maybe about $9, $10. And you have your arm guard. Arm guards usually $5 if you get a cheap one, 15 if you want one that's decent, 40 if you want one with like really good leather. This one actually feels really good. So this feels like it will be one that'll cost you upwards of $20 or more. It feels very good. It's pretty thick. Going through the accessories. Yeah, like this looks like a pretty cheap glove. So this one probably like $10. So for 130 bucks, you're getting all of this, including a bow that would probably run you about $200 if you get it from SES Maverick, or if you get a Fredbear bow, probably cost you like $500 or more for something like that. But generally, this looks like a very good bow. Like I said, the Fredbear. I don't know what got cut out and didn't cut out when the camera shut off. But like Fredbear's bows would have like a same kind of pendant on it, but it's obviously Sandila on it. Good looking bow. This is the riser. All the colors with it. It's very light. Like I said, 1.7 is what they when it comes to poundage. 1.7 pounds is how they market it. It feels very, very light. 60 inches, 40 pounds. It's built. They already have all that pre-attached for you, so you're good on that when it comes to your arrow rests. So we're going to measure the arrows and talk about those. All right, so we measured the arrows, without the tips, obviously. So we measure from here to here without the target points in, and it's about 30 inches and some change, not like a lot of change. So it's pretty much a generic 30-inch arrow. So nothing special here. It looks nice. It's actually like, okay, so I'm getting like a lot of credit for this. A lot of the arrows don't give you information. This one actually gives you information. So 30 inches, 500 spine. So if you want to know what kind of arrows you're working with when it comes to what they give you for free, I know it's 130 bucks for the package, but like really just paying for the bow and everything else. The accessories are extra thrown in. But 30 inches, 500 spine, feather fletches. It's a little thin, but also looks like you probably like put some custom ones in here as well. So let's get this thing strung up. So before taking it out for a test drive, I noticed when I was screwing in the points that there was some damage on one of the shafts. I didn't check all the shafts, but this particular shaft had some damage on it, and also some scrape marks on the points themselves. That's probably just nothing but like some test firing the arrows, make sure they're good, make sure the bow is good, things like that, or maybe some returned arrows. It's not really a big deal, but something I mentioned for the review. So some numbers for you guys. This is a 60-inch bow. You can get it from 35 pounds up to 50 pounds on Amazon, but they do market it as being 30 pounds up to 60 pounds when it comes to their description. They even have a clip of Armin Hermer testing the bow out on the Amazon page if you want to see a quick video of him doing it, who again is one of the most respected people in the archery community here on YouTube. Now, I got mine from Amazon, so that's why we're mentioning Amazon a lot in this video. And my draw weight, I got it in at 40 pounds. The brace height, according to Sandila, is 7 to 8 inches. The draw weight increases in 5-pound increments, according to Sandila. The bow is made of wood. They don't have what type of wood listed when it comes to the riser. The Maverick is made of maple, so we could assume that the same here when it comes to, you know, the Sandila version of the Maverick, but that would just be an assumption. The limbs are made of layers of maple wood core and fiberglass, according to Sandila. The bow weight is give or take 1.7 pounds. Again, I don't have the tools to measure myself. That's just what they have described as. Now the arm guard goes from the bottom of your palm up to, you know, the bottom of your bicep. I'm not used to these kind of like arm guards, so it felt different. It's very thick compared to I don't really wear arm guards ever, but when I first got into archery, I did own an arm guard because, you know, it's your first time you're gonna freaking buy protection. It's the one that I had was a cheap one and it was pretty thin. But it's like this arm guard is very thick in comparison. But also, since I'm not used to, you know, this damn near full arm guard, I'm it felt awkward having it on, you know. But again, this is someone who's not used to even wearing an arm guard in general, because I don't. After like the first month of doing archery, when I first started, I stopped wearing an arm guard because, you know, getting string slap is usually a brace height problem and a problem when it comes to like your form. My form isn't awful, so I don't, you know, hit myself with the string, and the brace height for this bow is pretty good. So again, not really having string slap. One thing I'm surprised to not see in this kit is knocks. This kit has everything except that. You'll think they'd have at least added, you know, 2 pre-installed knocks on the string. It's not a big deal, but for a bow that's, you know, being built up as the best budget package, you'll think they will have, you know, a pre-knock string. Again, not a big deal. Knocks are cheap, and this is already a pretty good package by itself. For the shooting of this video, I use all the items that came with the package. So I'm using the glove and arm guard, though I don't usually wear arm guards before. I'm using their stringer, though I have my own stringer. The stringer that provided is all right, gets the job done. I prefer my SAS stringer, but you know, hey, as long as the bow is properly strung, it doesn't matter what stringer you use. Just use a stringer when it comes to these kind of bows, be it a takedown bow or any bow. Use a stringer unless you are someone who's so advanced in archery to where you know how to safely, you know, protect yourself and the bow itself when it comes to stringing without a stringer. Because if you string a bow without a stringer, you could twist the limbs, you could break something, you could hurt yourself. There's a reason why these things exist. I will also be using my 32-inch 400 spine arrows just to see how they respond with this bow. These arrows are special to order arrows from AliBow. They're not generic Amazon arrows or eBay arrows, which I do also own, but I didn't want to use those in this video. My AliBow arrows are custom made to shoot my 45-pound Kajik. They flew pretty well with this bow, though because of the length of the arrow, the feathers were scraping the arrow rest pretty hard, started to do a little bit of damage to the arrow rest, which is a good thing that I have protection on the bow. But you can see, you know, that like a good chunk of the feather is just on the arrow rest and scraping it. Again, these arrows aren't designed for this kind of bow. They're designed for an Asiatic thumb draw bow, not a Western trad bow. The arrows that came with the bow also flew nice. I didn't shoot from too far out, as you know, my new yard isn't as big as the previous yard that I used my archery in. It's also not level, so I'm shooting at a little bit closer than I normally would, but also, you know, just still a good amount of distance, which is also why I didn't bother showing my target in this video. Sometimes I show a target in video, but I didn't show it in this one because, you know, the target really doesn't matter. All the shots are accurate. I'm shooting. It's not like, you know, close. But I'm shooting close enough to where I feel like, you know, there's no way I'm going to have inaccurate shot unless I rush my shot or there's a form issue. I will say I was hoping to get to a range for this video, but I couldn't because I was trying to contact the closest range towards me about how much they charge to use the indoor range, and I didn't get a reply. And I didn't want to keep delaying and delaying. I'm going to delay this video for 2 weeks. But I don't want to keep delaying the video, waiting for these people to reply to me on how much they charge to use the indoor range. So maybe in a future video, I'll be able to go to a range and, you know, take some more, you know, distant shots. I think it's a pretty bow. I'm a big fan of recurves, so was very excited to grab this bow. Yes, I do have a Samick Sage, which is a recurve, but I didn't own a Western Triad recurve that is a one-piece. The Samick Sage is a two-piece takedown bow, not a one-piece bow, and the Black Hunter longbow is a long bow, but again, a takedown bow. The bow feels really good in my hands. It's very lightweight. It's a fun shooter. Once I got into the swing of things, got into a rhythm, the bow was lovely. I did rush some shots to get the video done quicker. But there was, even with those rush shots, I was still shooting pretty accurate. This bow, it gets the job done when it comes to being accurate. I can't say there's anything, to say that I'd improve with the bow itself. Like I said, it got the job done. It's not a speed demon. It's an accurate bow. It's a light bow. It's a pretty bow. The sound dampeners do a pretty good job. There's pretty much not a sound at all when firing it. Like, you get that small little ping, and that's pretty much it. And it's very small. There's no real hand shock to it. You can fire this bow, at least with the arrows that I use, and I didn't really feel any hand shock. So also good in that department. I don't own a Maverick or a Fred Bear bow to do any in-field comparison. So if anyone's watching this video saying, hey, you compare this bow to SAS Maverick and the old Fred Bear bows, how does it stack up to those bows? I don't own either of those kind of bows, so I can't do an in-field comparison. This bow is priced at $129.99 on Amazon. Free shipping if you have Prime. Don't know what shipping price is without Prime. You get a lot in this kit. As I mentioned, a bow like this will cost you, if you were to get, an SAS Maverick, will cost you about $180. Or if you want to get, a Bear Archery bow similar to this kind of bow, like the 90th anniversary Grizzly, that will cost you about $460. None of those come with arrows. None of those come with a finished string, and none of those come with any of these accessories. You get about all that stuff separately. When you buy those things, you just get a bow. For $130, you get this entire package. That sounds like a great offer to me. It's inexpensive. You have everything you need to do archery with. You don't need to go out and make any other purchases other than buying a target if you want to do backyard archery, or archery in your shed or garage. If you don't care about doing any of that, you just want to go to a range with a bow, boom. You don't have to buy anything else. You just spend $130 for the package, and you have everything that you need. Whether you're experienced archer, a beginner archer, or an intermediate archer, this bow will fit you perfectly. If you're someone who want to get a family member into archery, this can be a good beginner bow, much like Samick Sage is a good beginner bow. What makes the Samick Sage and a bow like this perfect is they can be beginner bows, but they're so well designed and so well made that they can be your go-to bow even when you're 5 years into doing archery, or 10 years into archery, or 15 years into archery. If you take care of these bows so they don't like getting damaged, you'll still be using these bows because they're just a fun bow to use. So the draw curve is nice. It's a very smooth draw. You kind of feel at the beginning, but once you get to like up here, you're good. It's a very smooth draw curve, and I don't feel any stacking. I didn't overdraw, so I don't know what if 28 inches is max. Could it go to 30? I don't know. I didn't overdraw the bow, so I'm not trying to overdraw the bow. Everything about the bow just felt very good for me personally. Anyways, that's it for this review of the Sandila Royal X8. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Doing all things algorithm likes. I'll catch you guys on the next Archery Friday video. B-Boy Newest, I'll see you when I see you. Follow me on Twitch, link below. If you're a gamer, most of the videos here are game videos. So, you can get the best of both worlds, archery and video games in one spot. I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Y'all stay safe. I'm out.